Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining us on this Thursday afternoon. I'm currently chatting to Yvonne Skelly, who is an amazing holistic healer and entrepreneur who runs a number of successful businesses. And she has recently opened a new centre called Lakeshore Wellness. And so we're very excited to learn more about that and also to speak about her healing journey and how we can really align with our soul's path. So thank you so much, Yvonne, for being with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for the invite to come on. And yeah, it's so lovely to be able to share some of my journey with people because hopefully obviously I run a business, but the business that I run is very much an extension of how I live my life, my philosophy, and helping people to hopefully inspire them to align with their soul and their creativity and everything. So it's just wonderful to be here to talk and share a little bit about that and, of course, the business.
Brilliant. So, for people who are new to your work, maybe you could talk a bit about how the healing journey began for you and how you became interested in holistic wellness and in exploring what the journey of the soul really means.
Yeah, gosh,
It's a big question, I know, but
yeah, well,
like,
it's my journey has been, I mean, I'm in my mid 40s now, and my journey, my own personal healing journey started in my late teens, so many, many years ago. And I really accelerated that journey in my mid 20s. I started to dip into it in my late teens, just reading stuff and about positive thinking and affirmations and the power of us to create. And I went on a journey from my mid 20s, really studying and starting to develop practices, daily practices, and practices of different healing modalities. So I've done that for many, many years. And more recently, 6 years ago, I opened up a center in Naas. So Naas Holistic Center. So some people might know that center. It's a large, well, it's a small physical space, but a large energy vortex. We've about 60 therapists that work from there. It's always attracted international people. Pre-COVID, not so many international people at the moment, but and it's very much an expression of myself and my own healing journey because I have done many, many different things over the years, like trained in energy healing and crystal healing and craniosacral therapy and lots of different, and sound healing, of course, which is one of the big things, one of my big loves. And it's very much around leading by example. So my own healing journey and aligning with my own soul's journey and what I'm here to do, because it's to be in service to people, is very much expressed through my businesses. So Naas Holistic Centre I set up 6 years ago, which was really a platform for me to work from there myself, of course, but also for the vision. I mean, I often describe myself as a visionary entrepreneur, wellness entrepreneur, because part of my vision is to be in service to people, both therapists and the receivers of the healing and those who come for treatments. Because together, if we help people to align with their own soul journey, whatever that is, so everyone has different soul journeys, and it's to help people to align with that. That is my real passion. That is my vision. So everything that I do, so I try to lead by example by being the best version of myself I possibly can be, which of course means diving very deep into my own healing process and embodying that which I try to inspire people to be. And inspiring all the therapists and the people that come as well to do the same in whatever way that is. Because as I said, we each have our own unique expression. And it's none more so, it's so important right now in this moment on planet Earth for people to really embrace their gifts, their creative force, their infinite potential that they have within, because that's going to create a world that is much more deeply pleasant and joyful and adventurous to live in, you know. So yeah, so my businesses are very much an expression of myself and what I aspire to be and hopefully inspire others to be, you know.
it is so simple, really, when it comes down to it, that if we just follow our passion and our bliss and do what we love, we'll obviously be happier people and the world will be happier because of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
humans make it all very complicated, but
We do, we do. But you know what? These energies that we're in at the moment, it's a I know globally it may feel like there's an awful lot of control and restrictions and with everything that's happened with COVID and lockdowns and everything. But there's also another kind of layer, multi-dimensionality to that, where there's huge potential that if people can really tap into their inner wisdom and their inner creativity and that inner source within, there's huge potential. And you know, the latest business that I have is very much an example of that. So if I may share a little bit about how that came about, you know, because I do have Naas Holistic Centre, which is by all accounts a very successful, beautiful space where both therapists and customers or clients really enjoy that space. And I'm also have another space which is now going to become a salt cave. Um, but the latest space that I have that has really just come into my stream of consciousness, you know, and the last couple of months or 18 months or so has been quite a challenge for, there's no sugarcoating that. It's been quite a challenge for a lot of companies. And of course, for small businesses like my own. But I've always held the vision to be in service and to be able to continue to help people. We're in the business of helping people to heal, help to create more wellness, more balance. And I held that vision and held that vision. And regardless of what was going on around me, any perceived limitations, I held that vision. And thankfully, both Naas Holistic Centre and my salt cave that's just about to open have managed to navigate and are at the point of thriving, you know, now. And continuing to hold that vision to help more and more people as best I can. I recently moved to a place called Lakeshore Village in Blessington. And as I was signing the lease for my new home, I was given I was not expecting this, had no intention of expanding the businesses. You know, we've been through quite a tough 18 months, but we're starting to thrive now. And what happened as I was signing the lease for the new place, my new home, the lady who runs this complex offered me the opportunity to open a wellness center in a building that's only yards from where I live now. And of course, straight away, my heart went, yes, yes, yes. Even though logically, I'd no intention of opening a business, but my heart, and this is where I lead a lot of the time, decisions I make is through my heart, not logical mind. I follow my heart because I'm a vehicle through which the universe and source energy can work through me to maintain the vision of helping people. So straight away, my heart went yes. And of course, logical mind says, just wait, talk to your accountant, you know, crunch the numbers, see if this is going to work. And but I knew straight away. So it literally came into my awareness unsolicited, and within a couple of weeks it all happened with such ease, with such grace, that within a couple of weeks I moved into my new home. And now across the road from me I have a center that is now open. And the synchronicities around it, we have some amazing therapists who have reached out to me, you know, new therapists. We do have therapists from Naas Holistic Centre who will of course work from here as well because it's very near. But I've had people contact me again, just all through this intuitive flow, this synchronistic flow, which is what, when we journey into our soul and we really align with our soul, things don't have to be that difficult. This sometimes we perceive that we have to work really hard or we have to have challenges, and sometimes we do in order to really align with our soul's journey. The challenges sometimes are the ones that kind of make us realign completely. But when you are in alignment with your soul, it doesn't have to be difficult. Things just flow. It's just energy. So when you're in this expansive, creative alignment, things start to flow in. And this center came in with ease, with grace. The people that are now starting to use it and the customers that are starting to use it are all just flowing in this synchronistic beauty to watch unfold. And I know where it is magnificent. It's right on the shores of Blessington Lakes. And I know the universe sent me here for a reason, because even the home I'm living in, I was quite blessed to get it, because it's hard. Anyone that's trying to rent in and around Dublin or Wicklow will know the rental market is not great. But I found this place. But I was sent here because here with the lakes that are literally 30 seconds from the centre and 30 seconds from where I live, we are surrounded by the expansive views of lakes, walks, greenways, forests, and I really feel that the land was calling for healing and a wellness space because of the potential benefit and expansion that that can create. So I'm only too happy to be the vehicle through which that can happen. And everything is just really supporting it really beautifully. As I said, amazing people have contacted me, clients, therapists. It's just all flowing really, really lovely. And it's a place that you can come and spend the day, get a treatment, walk along the lakes, experience the majestic energies all around it. And that's what I encourage anyone that's come to see me. I say to them, you know, make sure you allow time to spend a couple of minutes walking, experiencing, feeling into the land here, because that's going to even enhance further your experience of the treatment that you've had. Because nature, and anyone that knows me knows how much I absolutely adore nature. It is my go-to healer. In many ways, nature does help us and support us and reminds us to be in alignment and within our creative flow, because nature doesn't care about lockdowns or COVID or any perceived controls or restrictions. Nature just is. Nature does its thing. And the lands around here will remind everybody that visits us that that is the case and that you have the potential to create whatever it is that you want, you know, so.
Oh my God, Yvonne, I'm just picturing that, you know, imagine going to a lovely healing session and then walking along the lakes and the forests and oh, that sounds absolutely gorgeous.
And it
It
is.
sounds like an incredible experience for people. It really does.
Yeah. And I think that's why it has opened up for me. I'm just a guardian of it. I'm just a facilitator of it. And I do feel that it's been, the universe has supported it because it's very needed. And certainly as a wellness business, you know, as the owner of a wellness center, we are starting to see the impact of the last 18 months on people, regardless of what your perception is of what's happened or what's unfolding or not or whatever. People have experienced some kind of collective trauma, and the mental health is suffering, stress levels, even if there's no explicit kind of external trigger for it. You know, maybe people still have maintained their jobs or their marriages are still okay, but they're still feeling the stress of what's happening. And we're starting to see that unfold more and more now, that people need support, that they're seeking ways to de-stress, to reconnect with themselves. So me holding the vision to help people, and now this has opened up more. Just it's needed more than ever. So I'm only too happy and joyful within my heart and grateful within my heart to be able to create this space for people that need it so, so much right now. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And I think it's very synchronistic that we're talking about the journey of the soul in this video, because as you said, regardless of what people feel about what's happened, it has sort of plunged us all into a dark night of the soul experience, whereby everything that we previously did or knew or experienced before COVID has just been stripped away. And now a lot of people are having to ask, what do I actually want with my life? Do I want to continue living as I used to do? Do I want to do something different? What's the world going to look like in a few years' time? You know, all these questions are swirling around everybody's mind, regardless of what opinions they might hold about the situation. And so I think it's very important for healers to recognize that and hold space for people to explore those questions and go very deep within themselves. And so I think your center is a beautiful example of that.
Yeah, and I mean that, and also like just what you're saying there, I mean that is the journey. If you're working in a healing capacity or if you're holding space for people in any way, the most important gift you can give is holding space for yourself. And allowing yourself to feel. And I speak from example. I myself had a few dark nights at its all last year, because it did plunge us into thinking, well, all this fear and what's going on, and I had to sit with that and sit with it and transmute it and alchemize it and sit with it and transmute it. And that will continue. That's a dance that's going to continue for the rest of my life. But what I've learned is, when I do sit with it, acknowledge it, that it enables me to be in alignment with my own journey. It enables me to help more people and to hold space for not just myself, which is the first and foremost thing we need to do, which might seem selfish, but we need to hold space for ourselves, because then the real beauty of that is we can hold space for many, many more people. And that is what healers want to do. They want to help people. But you have to start with yourself through self-nurture, self-love, self-care. And that is really how you get in alignment with your soul and listen to what your soul is calling you to do. And then just surrender and allow it to unfold. Just allow it to unfold and experience the joy of that, and the flow. It's no coincidence that I'm beside water. I'm surrounded by expansive body of water, because I'm learning myself to be in the flow and just allow things to flow to me so that I can help more people. So, yeah, but it's very important. It's really important at the moment for self-care and self-nurture.
We recently had Anita Mojani as a guest, and she was talking about empaths and their need to really make sure that their own batteries are charged before they go around helping everybody around them, which I think is a real temptation for those of us who just want to help and make everything better. So it's very important that you did bring up that point about self-care and actually nurturing yourself first, which isn't a selfish thing. It's an essential thing to do if you're in any way inclined towards healing or being of service.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if you don't, you'll burn out, and then you don't really help. I speak from experience. I've learned this myself over the years, that the more I allow myself to sit with any discomfort or distortion within me and recognize areas that I need to balance out a little bit, but the more I'm aligned with that and the more I'm balanced and the more self-care and nurture I give myself, it just expands out. And that's really what gives me joy then, is to help people and to be able to have spaces like, I have 3 premises now. I mean, part of me goes, really, how does this happen? Three premises, where, this is just mad. But I know it's because I can help people and I can create that space to help people. And we have some amazing people. It's very much run on a collaborative community base. So our therapists, we work in communion with them to help them expand their services. So it's very much a co-op type thing. And it gives me tremendous joy. And it's very humbling that I can offer the space for people to do that and to help people. But it always begins with ourselves. Absolutely. Anita is right in that regard, from my own experience. Yeah.
So I wanted to ask a bit about your favorite healing modalities then, if we get into specific practices.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned that sound healing is very much your first love. So what kind of therapies do you offer in your many businesses, and which would you say are your personal favorites?
So, well, we offer pretty much everything. So we do all the usual body work, like full range of massages and reflexology and acupuncture and things like that. And we do talk therapies as well. So we have psychotherapy, counselling and coaching and all of that. And then all the energy therapies like Reiki and sound healing and everything in between, from the mainstream to the really far out there. And we get a lot of guest healers as well, both internationally and from Ireland. So we've kind of everything you can think of. And if we don't do something that somebody's interested in, there's a good chance we could probably connect them to somebody that does that. Because I don't believe I believe in sharing things. So even if they don't work in our centre, but I can connect somebody to help them on their journey with somebody else that can offer them something. So we offer loads and loads and loads. My personal favourites, I'm a very intuitive person, so I tend to have favorites at different times on my own journey. So I love sound healing and I love energy healing, but really my favorite would be connecting with therapists who are very much in the flow of their natural gift and their talents that they're here to bring. So at the moment I'm doing Lami Lami massage with a therapist who's just joined our centre, in another beautiful story of synchronicity, and I'm really enjoying that. So that would be my current favourite, because it's what I need right now, is that tactile body work and the flow of Lami Lami. But there is other therapies. I love sound. I love gong baths. Love gong baths. They're amazing. But my favorite, it depends on where I am at a particular point, but particularly just connecting with those who are very in the flow and connected to where their gifts are. They're the most amazing people to work with, because magic happens then. You know, so yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Yvonne. I'm still blissed out at the very idea of the surroundings of Lakeshore Wellness and how amazing it must be to visit there. I might have to book a session myself.
You'll always be very welcome. Just let me know. We'll roll out the red carpet for you. But it is, I would encourage people to, because the land is calling for people to connect here. I know that intuitively in my heart. And that there's also a Stargate here, which some people may go, but there is a Stargate that I've connected to that's on the lake. And it's another reason why I'm here, because the energies are so high here. And it's to help people to connect with that, because the lands are ready for people who wish to connect and wish to enhance their energies and connect not just with the land but with themselves. So I would encourage people to come out, and even if you don't visit our centre, just come out to this area, because it's really beautiful and very, very nurturing and very healing. Yeah,
beautiful.
So do come out. We'd love to have you, and anybody that wants to, just reach out to me. I'd be very happy to chat to people and give them guidance and set them up for a healing session of their choice. Yeah.
So how would you recommend people get in touch with you? Do you have a specific website or email that you use?
Yeah, we have. We've just set up a website for Lakeshore, so it's lakeshorewellnesscenter.com. So all our details are there. I have a few nice photographs of the lakes up there as well, and I've just set up Instagram and Facebook as at Lakeshore Wellness Center, so you can look us up there. If people would like to connect with me personally, it's Yvonne Skelly Healing. They'll catch me on Instagram. I always put lovely pictures of nature up. Big love. So Instagram at Yvonne Skelly Healing, or if you want to connect with our other business, at Naas Holistic Centre. And we're always happy to chat to people if they need guidance, because I know there's a lot of people that are struggling and not really sure. They're seeking clarity and just a little bit of direction. So I'm always very happy to chat to people and help people in that regard. So just connect with me on any of those social media platforms or the websites.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Yvonne. It was an absolute pleasure to have you on, and it was amazing to learn more about your journey and these incredible opportunities that are opening up for you at the moment.
Yeah.
Lakeshore sounds amazing. It really does.
Yeah, no, it is. It's beautiful. So visit us. So
absolutely.
Thank you for the chats. I really appreciate it. And thank you everybody, for anyone who was listening in. Thank you.